Hello, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this reading, I'm using one of my favorite tarot decks of all time, the Dame Darcy Mermaid Tarot. And I already drew these cards beforehand, and my video got kind of messed up, so I stopped it, and I'm just I'm reshooting it. So I didn't want to draw new cards. I wanted to keep the cards that I'd drawn because I think they're nice cards. So that's why you don't see me shuffling right at the beginning of the video this time. Okay, I already shuffled the deck. So the first card is going to represent Monday and Tuesday of this upcoming week. And we've got the Page of Cups. Now, the Page of Cups to me has such a fun, youthful, almost like a romantic, exploratory kind of energy to it. Kind of like an adventurous, sort of artistic kind of feel to it. And as I'm looking at it, the one thing that draws me in the most is this mermaid tail in the background, diving down beneath the surface. So I'm going to talk about that first, and then I'll talk about a little bit more about the traditional meanings of this card. But that mermaid tail is really drawing me in, and I feel like it symbolizes diving deep and being willing to go beneath the surface. And pages are about learning. And the Page of Cups is, as we know, he's like a very artistic, kind of emotional young man who might also be very kind of romantic and hopeful. And I feel like the message here with this card is about the importance of learning to dive deep in your life and to be willing to learn how to go beneath the surface in your own life and and explore certain things. So this could be on a more practical level. This could be about maybe interpreting your dreams or simply going into your feelings. So if you have a strong feeling about something, a strong emotion, really being willing to explore that emotion and go deep into it and figure out, where it's coming from, what it means, and what's going on. So basically learning more about yourself this way. So I feel like the beginning of the week, there's going to be lots of opportunity to do this. And the more you do that, the better, I think. Okay, so Wednesday, Thursday, the middle of the week we have Knight of Cups. So another Cups card, another Court card, and they're right next to each other. And what I find interesting is the pages are about learning and the knights are about action. So you learn about yourself, you learn about your emotions, you spend some time contemplating, which is kind of what he's doing here. He's like contemplating. And then when you get to the middle of the week, you're ready to actually take action. And the Knight of Cups is about taking action, but using your feelings to guide you. So using your emotions and your feelings to determine the direction that you're going to go and the actions that you're going to take. And sometimes some people feel like this is kind of foolish, and sometimes it can be, because sometimes, the Knight of Cups is not always balanced. His feelings aren't always balanced with his mind. So sometimes he doesn't use his mind as much as he could use it. He's more about, following his emotions. So the message here, I think, is once you've really explored yourself and gotten clear on your feelings and what they're all about, then it's time to actually take some action if action is needed. And but that inquiry is needed first before you take action. You don't want to do it the other way around. You don't want to take action without being clear on what's going on within you first. So if you can do that in that order, that's amazing. Another feeling I get with the Knight of Cups is I feel like this is a really romantic card, and I feel like it's a really pretty card. Like, it's got the sunset, it's got the flower lay, the seahorse. Like, it's just a very visually appealing card. It's really pretty. And then the conch shell that he's holding, to me, those are those shells that they make like the loud calls with, like the noises you can blow into the shell. And to me, that it's a symbol of hearing a calling and being willing to follow that calling. And again, I'll bring it back to, the emotions and feelings. It's about listening to the call of your emotions and your feelings and being able to answer and respond to that. And then as we move through the week to the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the Empress. And the Empress is a major arcana card, so she's kind of more of a bigger deal than a lot of the other cards. And the Empress is, in this deck, it's one of my favorite cards. I love the Empress in this deck. The Empress is about, well, she looks very luxurious, like she's just luxuriating in life. And essentially, the Empress is about being relaxed and enjoying life and enjoying the abundance that you have in your life, and not necessarily getting involved with things. So just sitting back, watching the flowers grow, noticing what's going on and just enjoying every minute of it. So this is nice that it's shown up for, Friday, Saturday, Sunday for the weekend. So this weekend is a really good time to relax, sit back. You don't have to be, forcing anything this weekend. You don't need to be taking action. You don't need to be pursuing anything. You don't need to even be contemplating or thinking about stuff. This is like the perfect weekend for just like relaxing and being really, really taking the time to enjoy what you've got and luxuriate in your surroundings, whatever they may be. So yeah, and just enjoying, I think, like the earthy things in life, enjoying good food, being comfortable and that kind of a thing. And I think also this is a time this weekend where you might notice like you're feeling more creative than normal. So ideas might come to you. You might feel like being kind of craftsy or artistic this weekend, maybe more so than normal. And those are all very Empress-y kind of energies. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick step back, look at all these cards together and see if there's anything else that jumps out at me. Ultimately, I feel like this is a really strong week with emotions and feelings, and I think it's a big week for relationships and communication within relationships, particularly when it comes to feelings. So, and that's not just romantic relationships, but working relationships, friendships, family relationships, even relationships with strangers. I feel like there's going to be a lot of opportunities, and it's going to be very important to be able to communicate your feelings clearly and be able to also observe other people's behaviors and see if you can listen and understand their feelings as well. I feel like that's a big theme this week, more so than other weeks preceding this week. And I think the more you're able to inquire into your own feelings and emotions, the easier it's going to be for you to get to this relaxed state of the Empress, because that's really what the Empress is all about. She's relaxed, she's so comfortable, and she's very confident. And I think when you know yourself really well, and when you have the courage to hear the call of your feelings and your emotions and be able to respond to that and take action on your feelings and follow your feelings, let your feelings be your guide. When you're able to do those two things, it can give you this sort of sense of calmness and relaxation that comes with self-knowledge and self-understanding. So this has been your weekly tarot card reading, and my name is Kate. And I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to watch this reading, and I hope you found it helpful in some way. And you can find out more about me and about learning about tarot and tarot cards on my site, dailytarotgirl.com. And please feel free to share your own observations and insights with this reading. So if you're watching and there's a certain symbol that pops out to you, or you're getting some kind of insight when you look at these cards, please feel free to share in the comments below, and have a wonderful week.